That's why I enjoyed watching it. Right, hello and welcome to 5 Minute React. Now this will be my second take of this because Dad interrupted the first take with about 20 seconds left on the clock, which means that I'm going to have to do the whole thing all over again. And today we're going to be talking about another classic Doctor Who story. Can you work out what it is yet? Yeah, it's Death to the Daleks. 1974, John Pertwee as the Doctor and Elizabeth Sladen as Sarah Jane Smith. One of my favourite companions, in fact. Anyway, let's put 5 minutes on the clock and starting now. Okay, so Death to the Daleks. What a story. I loved it. It's difficult to say. It's always more difficult to do these when I like a story than it is when I dislike, because when I have things to complain about, it's so easy, but I find it incredibly difficult to be constantly positive. But it's a great story. The characters are fantastic, and it's an extremely well-paced story, and it has plenty of complications going throughout this story to keep you entertained. There are some brilliant action scenes as well. You get to see John Pertwee do some of his, his fighting for a little bit, with which of course the Third Doctor is well known for. And you get to see the Daleks shoot some people as well. So yeah. Also, I loved the concept for this story. With the Exelon city, I thought that was fantastic. The idea of this city that sustains itself, and it's so brilliant that it no longer needs the people that built it to keep itself going. It's self-repairing and fantastic. What a brilliant idea! And I loved how the Doctor and Bilal had to beat all those sort of mental challenges to get into the control room. That was fantastic. And I really enjoyed watching that over episodes 3 and 4, because this is a 4-episode story. Talking of the Exelons and Bilal, the Exelons were really great, and I liked the way that you had the good Exelons like Bilal, and you had the nasty Exelons, the religious ones like that. Now this is a Terry Nation story. Last story, or at least I think it is. Let me just double check. Oh yeah, Terry Nation says on the back there. Now the last Terry Nation story that I reviewed in the last episode was the Dalek invasion of Earth, and I wasn't best pleased with it. This is golden. Now let's just talk a little bit about the Daleks. Silver Daleks. This is the only story that featured the Daleks in this paint job. I would show you the picture of it on the back, but it's sort of on fire. But you get the gist. They're both on fire. Yeah, the Daleks really good, and the voices were fantastic, because the Daleks were voiced in this story by Michael Wisher, who played Davros in Genesis of the Daleks in 1975, which is the next Dalek story after this one. So yeah, so I was really pleased with that, because he did a fantastic job voicing the Daleks in this story. However, there is one thing I need to complain about. The title, oddly enough. It's called Death to the Daleks. It has the Daleks in it. Lots of Daleks get blown up and killed. Anyway, in fact, in the end of the story, they all get killed. But it's not a story just about the Daleks. The main complication in this story revolves around that Exelon city and the Exelons. And in fact, for the majority of the story, it's the Exelons who provide the main threat. It's not really until the last episode that the Daleks, who by now sort of taken charge, actually start to become threatening. Sorry, my mouth is a bit dry. But yeah, that was a bit of a disappointment. And it would have been a really nice surprise to sort of have this Exelon-based story, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, the Daleks just appear out of that spaceship at the end of episode 1. But unfortunately, the viewers already knew that was going to happen, because it says Daleks in the title. And it was plot twists like that that made the cliffhanger at the end of Army of Ghosts, when the Daleks suddenly appear, so good. And that's a disappointment. And really, the Daleks are just a bonus in this story, It's like how they say about Tomb of the Cybermen. You didn't have to have the Cybermen in that story to make a good story. It's the same with this. The Exelon plot and everything was so fantastic that it could have survived as a great story on its own without the Daleks in it. You could have called you could have called this story Planet of the Exelons and not had the Daleks in it at all. And I reckon it would have been just as good a story. The Daleks are just a nice bonus. But I'm not complaining about the fact that the Daleks are in it. I'm just complaining that it shouldn't have been called Death to the Daleks. And time's up. But aside from what I think is a rather crap title, this story I think is just fantastic. I love Death to the Daleks. And if you're going to watch a classic series Doctor Who story and you're thinking, I want to buy a classic Doctor Who story that's got the Daleks in it. Well, Death to the Daleks is a great one to choose from. Obviously, there are loads of classic series Dalek stories that you could choose from that are just as good or even better than Death to the Daleks. But if you're going to start collecting classic series Doctor Who stories, make sure that Death to the Daleks is high on your list of ones to buy. You won't regret it. Thanks for watching.